Welcome to the program. It's Talk Sports on Global Television. Today is the 27th day of June 2024, and we're celebrating those who have entered into the micro, medium, small and medium-sized enterprises in different spheres of our national life as we celebrate today's United Nations Day, talking about those into the micro, small, medium-sized enterprises in different spheres, and also those in the exciting world of sport. For those who have started small club size on the local level to the national, state, national, and of course international levels, we're celebrating your industry in that regard in the world of sport. My name is Anthony Momodu, the King of Sport, and I've got loaded all the big stories that would excite you in the world of sport. I will be focusing on the home front and also looking at the Euros, what the Euros has got in store for us. And the world of boxing is buzzing already, as Anthony Joshua is likely to be fighting Daniel Dubois in a bout that would decide who becomes the IBF champion. All right, I'm not alone on this program as usual. My usual suspect is around the corner getting ready to do what he does best, break it down just for your own full enjoyment in terms of talking sport. I've got Odi Samuel in the building.
Anthony, good morning. I just hope we don't both get arrested one day. You keep saying suspect, partner, crime, all those things.
No crime inside. Partner in sports.
Partner in sports, yes. So I'm very well, cozy weather, but not totally on 100%, but just working to get there.
We know you're not sick.
Just a little bit, but just working to get there, you know.
Is it
it's not malaria.
Oh, money. It's money.
It's not malaria.
I know you made lots of money with the Euros. You've been doing the Octopus, giving very spot-on predictions as per results.
Yeah, but England were not being friendly just a few nights ago, and a few persons
lost their money where their mouth was. All right, that's what you get where you put your money where your mouth is. But the Three Lions hopefully would not let you down next time they come calling. All right, let's begin from the Nigerian Football Federation, where some good things everybody seems to want a bit of Nigeria in terms of wanting to coach the Super Eagles. But the big story this morning begins from the fact that Italian coach Roberto Landi, who recently expressed interest in the vacant Super Eagles coaching role, says the Nigerian national team is the dream job of every coach, thanks to the quality of talent in the country, as well as the passion of Nigerians for the game. The Nigerian Football Federation is currently in search of foreign technical advisor to take charge of the team following their poor form in the qualification series for the 2026 World Cup, which led to the resignation of ex-international Finidi George after only 2 games in charge. Finidi took over in April, stepping into the shoes of Portuguese coach Jose Peseiro, who left after leading the team to the final of the 2023 AFCON in Ivory Coast. But the former Ajax winger left the job in the wake of the 1-1 draw against South Africa and 2-1 defeat against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic in the 2026 World Cup qualifier. When asked, let's look at, we never heard this name before, Roberto Landi, never heard him in club side, or even as an assistant coach, never heard him. I hope the NFF is not looking at appointing nobody, so to say, to use the Super Eagles to make name.
Like he said in his comment that no coach wouldn't want to coach a countryside like the Super Eagles, because one, the Super Eagles are big, and then it's an announcement to the world that it's a boost to your CV.
CV, true.
Ladi, when I saw the name Ladi, I thought it's someone from like Borno State. So when I read for that, I saw Italian, like, where are you from? Like, I've not seen you anywhere. Like, I tried making a few research, though a few things pop up, but I don't think that should be the angle the NFF should be going to, because you've not coached even in the Italian leagues.
We've not heard you.
We've not seen. There's no track record. No massive track record to show that you've actually done this or been under any super big coach like that. So the NFF shouldn't go that direction. Instead, if it's for them to go that direction, they better come and hire me. I think I'll do a good job. I'll do a good job in coaching the Super Eagles.
All right, we'll go for a very quick break here. When we return from this break, we'll hear Nigerians talk about what they think about the Super Eagles' likely opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, and also, do we really need a foreign coach? We hear some Nigerians talk about this after this quick break. Stay with us. Began their qualifying campaign with a 1-1 draw at home against Lesotho. This was followed by another 1-1 draw away to Zimbabwe last November. Their two matches were under the management of Joseph Pisiaro. In June qualifiers, under Finidi George's short tenure, the Super Eagles drew 1-1 with South Africa in Uyo and lost 2-1 away to Benin Republic. These left the team fifth in Group C, trailing behind Lesotho with 5 points and the trio of South Africa, Zimbabwe and Benin, each with 7 points. In an interview, some Nigerians also expressed optimism that the team would make the nation proud in the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
With the attitude and the whole social media observations we've been seeing as regards to the Super Eagles and the way they comport themselves in camp. So and the matches we've watched over the past couple of matches they've played, well, personally, I don't think if they go by this attitude, they'll be able to qualify for the World Cup.
As far as us qualifying, it's Nigeria, biggest team, as far as I'm concerned, biggest team in Africa. Still have the most pedigree, still have the best players. A lot of games to go, and I'm sure we'll pull through.
Well, we have all that it takes. I don't know what the challenge is, because most of our players play very well when they are playing for their clubs, but when it comes to the country, I don't know what the challenge is, but we can do better. I believe in Nigeria.
Of course, if we put more energy, if we put more strength, and there's unity within us, we can achieve our aim.
Square peg in the square hole. If they actually result driven, they should look for people that has the requisite qualification, skills, and expertise.
They also spoke on the plans by the Nigerian Football Federation to hire a foreign coach.
As a Nigerian, we actually need a foreign coach. Yeah, we need a foreign coach, because back then when Stephen Kesh was coaching us, I think we saw some improvement, but we need more like an outsider to come in with experience, so I can we can see how the team will move forward, because from the previous matches we have played, we have lost a lot. So we need more hands that can put us through more tactics in this football stuff.
Well, I think we should patronize ourselves. I believe we have better professionals here in Nigeria that could handle us, understand our language, understand our people, our culture. And I'm of the opinion that we should have a local coach, if you put it in that context, as against a foreign coach.
The person, the body per se, is not the actual focus on what we should know about, let's say, someone who is to take us to the national level. It's about the character the person possesses and what the knowledge the person gains or the knowledge the person has on, let me say, leading this team as well. So this person is not actually the race, or let me say about the color.
Well, I don't think it's about a foreign coach. It's just whoever is best qualified is what I would suggest. Whoever is best qualified and most experienced. Nigeria, we can be a bit impatient with coaches. I think we should have left the German guy, to be honest. And I can understand why Finidi would leave. He's already under so much pressure. There doesn't seem to be a long-term plan.
To be honest, I think we do need a foreign coach because seeing how it was at the AFCON, yeah, but then Finidi, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, yeah.
Anthony Momodu reporting for Global Television News. All right, that's a cross-section of Nigerians talking about the Super Eagles. Still cocksure, the Super Eagles will get to the World Cup 2026. A majority say, let's stick with our local coaches, even though Finidi George had to resign due to the massive pressure on him after 2 games and not delivering the goods. For the NFF, they've already said they're going for foreign coaches. It means they don't have an intention of giving Emmanuel Amunike the chance to tinker with the Super Eagles. But in terms of the foreign coach, they've not given away any indication who they are likely to pick. Are you confident the NFF will come out with a better candidate? Already Renard Harvard, who has been doing a great job within the African continent, taking Zambia and Ivory Coast to the African Cup of Nations. One would have thought he should be one of the choices, knowing fully well that he has done well with African teams, and he seemed to have a good rapport with players, which is very key for these qualifiers, especially knowing how short the qualifying time frame is.
Well, yeah, I think the NFF needs to strike out a very good deal and then get someone that is really, really good. Looking at Rev Havertz now, who is an African coach, though the NFF has denied having a conversation or reaching out to him, but I think he fits the caliber of the Super Eagles team. He can actually help us get the goals, but I think the Ivory Coast Federation, FA Federation, wouldn't even let him go because he did an amazing job with them on short notice. The NFF are keen to get in an international coach. Now, they've not said anything to us about anybody, even the ones that have spoken to that the media, they come out to reject that they have not spoken. So we are hoping they are still making their research, and we hope they get to find us a very good coach that has track records. The Super Eagles are actually very, very keen, and then it's very, very key for the Super Eagles to make it to the World Cup, because it's been a long time coming. At least let's use this as a reconciliation for the main team's football side that has not been doing well. Looking at Emmanuel Amunike now, it was a very close run. I thought they were going to give Emmanuel Amunike the job initially, but probably because of his ego, or they were like, okay, he might have issues with players and all. We didn't even see all of this coming with Finidi George having issues with Victor Osimhen and other big players of the team. The camp is more or less divided.
So can we say they made a mistake not giving Emmanuel Amunike the job, and can they rectify it by giving him a chance?
I think this will be like, the thing with the NFF, they've always been keen on getting a foreign coach. So I think giving Finidi George the job is just more like pleasing Nigerians, because it was everywhere on the internet that we want a local coach. And then with the current result and the fact that Finidi George has been with the Super Eagles for a period of time, I think they just gave that to him to please Nigerians. But now I think they're about to do what they really want to do, and then they feel the action they are about to take now is the best action for the Super Eagles.
All right, let's hope the Nigerian Football Federation would do the needful and get Nigerians the best coach that would take us to the World Cup in 2026, as the qualifiers still remains. Only knowing fully well that the Super Eagles are not in the good place currently at the table. But let's see what's going to pan out in the coming weeks as the NFF continue their search for a new Super Eagles coach. All right, let's take you to Spain. Like they say, when it rains in Spain, it pours. All right, something is about to pour on not just Spain, but might just splash on Nigerians also, as Atletico Madrid forward of Nigerian descent, Samu Omorodion, has been included in the Spain squad for the men's football event of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, which holds from July 26 to August 11th. The 20-year-old was born in Melilla, Spain, to Nigerian parents. Spain's under-21 manager announced his 22-man squad for the Paris 2024 Olympics, including 2 players who are currently at at the Euro 2024 with the senior side. Barcelona's Fermin Lopez and Villarreal's Alejandro Baena will head for Germany to France, depending on the La Roja's progress at the Euro 2024, with just 10 days between the final of the Euros and the start of the Spain's Olympic campaign. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have more players than any other side in the squad, with Pau Kubasi, who was dropped from Spain's preliminary Euro squad, Lopez, and the returning loanee Enrique Garcia. Los Rojiblancos have Morodion, Pablo Barrios, and the goalkeeper Alejandro Itoba. In the Dania's selection, the 3/8 players with the team limited to under 23 players are Manchester City's Sergio Gomez, Braga's Eber Ruiz, and Real Betis' Juan Marinda. They are hardly much older than their peers at 24, but are part of the same generation that came through together through the youth categories. Spain kicked off their campaign for the gold medal in Paris at the Stade de France before heading to Bordeaux to take on the Dominican Republic 3 days later, and then Egypt on July 30th. The top two go through to the knockout round. All right, let's look at tomorrow, John. This is sad news for me as a Nigerian. Very sad news for me, and I wish, not wish him, but I wish he will get injured and not play for Spain. And probably NFF would be fast enough to sway him and tell him, don't play for Spain, you're going to the 2026 World Cup with the Super Eagles.
Well, I know we actually said it, that the NFF needs to make moves fast for all of our young talents, because if they don't, Germany, Spain, England, they'll just keep stealing away the future of Nigerian Professional Football League, and then it's just going to look as if the ones that the leftovers now are the ones that will come and play for us. So NFF needs to start getting these players young and early enough to be able to cajole them and talk them into coming to play for their motherland. But one thing that these players look out now is their welfare. If I get injured, what happens? You know, a lot of veterans have come out to complain that when they played for the Super Eagles, they got injured. The government, the NFF, nobody did anything to take care of them. So they need to, you know, clean house, clean shop, make sure that all these angles now are being sorted out. So, you know, it happens in sports, it happens in football. When a player gets injured, you know, you should be able to, you know, take care of that player and not, you know, send him back to his club side when he didn't come the same way. So that's just the challenge. That's just what these players are actually looking at, because this is lifestyle for them. That's how they feed themselves and family. So they wouldn't want to throw it away, not even for their own country, if their country is not willing to commit so much to them. All
right, we know Morodion was born in Spain now, and probably that's the reason why he feels more Spanish than Nigerian. But the fact that he has Nigerian parents, shouldn't the Nigerian parents also play a role to say, why don't you wait and play for Nigeria? Is it completely out of place, regardless of the challenges Nigerian players or Nigeria has as a country? What about patriotism? What of fatherland?
Yeah, fatherland is so key. For me, if I have a child and he's so keen to sport, I would definitely want my child to play for the Super Eagles, definitely. But currently now, it depends on what the child wants at the end of the day. You can't force your horse to the river and then force him to take the water. If he decides that, okay, this is what I want, and that's what makes him or her happy, then you just go with it. But you just, as parents, maybe they should just, you know, give their own 2 cents and like, okay, please do this for this reason, be a patriotic Nigerian, and at least let Nigerians scream your name. And I would be a proud father or a proud mother to like, that yes, that's my child and all of that. But at the end of the day, it still boils down to what the child is, an adult. So
all right, Adult Morodion, please play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, we beg you. All right, that's hoping that who knows, you can never say never. Same thing happened when Ademola Lookman played for England at the under-20s levels. But finally, nature had the way of bringing him back to the Super Eagles. So we wish Morodion the very best as he gets into the Spanish team for the Olympics. And So sad that the Nigerian team will not be at the Olympics. Probably that would have given him a change of mind if he had seen the dream team at the Olympics. All right, let's move on. Talking transfer matters, where Olympique Marseille, a pursuit of Leicester City's Wilfred Ndidi, who is 27, has taken a significant hit, according to reports by La Provence. It had been earlier reported that Marseille had made contact with the Nigerian midfielder, who is coming to the end of his contract in England. However, as reported by Marseille-based outlets, there are a few issues that are standing in the way of the club completing a move for the midfielder. And we are told that the club is willing to meet his wage demands, especially with the club attempting to cut its wage bill by a third after missing out on European football in the turbulent season. The second reason is that Marseille are attempting to move away from a model that targets experienced players coming to the end of their contract and want to pivot towards a focus on young recruits who have the potentials to develop and build their price tag. All right, is this enough reason for Marseille to cut short? And do you think Marseille is the right place for him to go, the French league, rather than stay in mainstream Europe?
Like that word, mainstream Europe. I think he should remain in the mainstream Europe. He should remain in England yeah. Because okay, even if you're not wanting to be with Everton, with Leicester, Everton is there. Yeah. You know, to call, to clamor. There was this point where I think Manchester United were also going for him. Yeah. So there's a chance that he can. He's successful. He's successful in England. I think he should still remain in England, because if he goes to, you know, Marseille, and a whole lot of people don't get so much activities watching Europe and also I feel him being in with his quality now and his age and how much more he has improved, and I think he should remain there, because one, him being in England is always going to increase his market value. It's always going to increase his market value. So I think he should just, you know, stay put with Leicester, or if he wants to even leave Leicester. Everton is a good team. They finished not so bad last season, and they are contenders. So there's a way for him to like succeed and excel in Everton. So it's either should be Leicester or Everton. Going to Marseille now I don't think it's a good idea for his career at this point, because if he goes to Marseille, it's going to be hard. The spotlight will not be on him. It won't be on him. It's going to be hard for him to come back to England, or the next thing, probably he will get shipped off to Saudi Arabia for the money. All right, so let's keep our fingers crossed and see where Wilfred Ndidi will be heading to, or if he will remain with Leicester and play in the English Premier League, which for me is a better choice. Let's take you to Old Trafford, where Manchester United are interested in signing Ademola Lookman this summer and are willing to put in an offer of 60 million euros to get him, according to reports in Italy. Lookman enjoyed a spectacular season at Atlanta, including scoring a hat-trick in the Europa League final against Bayer Leverkusen. It was a triumph that saw Lade win their first piece of a continental silverware. This iconic display capped off a campaign in which the Nigerian winger netted 17 times and registered 10 assists across all competitions. Inevitably, such a standard season has prompted a number of clubs to monitor the former Fulham man. While United are said to be keen on bringing Lookman to Old Trafford, they will face stiff competition for his signature, with Liverpool and Chelsea also understood to be willing to meet the asking price of 60 million euros. 60 million euros, quite a decent amount for Lookman. But looking at the teams, we've got Chelsea, we've got Liverpool, we've got Manchester United. Which team do you think fits best for him? You know what I would say.
No, just being objective now.
Okay.
Regardless of the fact that Chelsea is your team.
Okay, regardless of the fact that Chelsea is my team, Chelsea will actually rebuild it now. So I don't think he would want that. He wants a place that there's a structure already. Manchester United are facing the same thing as well, rebuilding. So I'm sure he will want to go to a place where there's structure. Looking at it now, I'm looking at Liverpool, because of, you know, the star powers that they have, and the house looks to be in order, aside the fact that they have a new coach. So aside that, I think Liverpool is going to fit in well in Liverpool. The playing patterns is going to fit in well. And he can also fit in well with Chelsea. He can fit in England, because he has been in England before, because he understands. And I know it's part of the experience and lessons he got from England that helped him excel in Atlanta. So I feel he can fit in properly with Liverpool. But do I want him to go to Liverpool? No.
Why?
Because I want him to come to Chelsea.
For me, I think Liverpool, of all the teams, I think he'll do better more in Liverpool than Chelsea or Manchester United, because I feel Liverpool, their style of play suits his wide play. But looking at the monies, which team do you think will really want to go for him?
Liverpool spends, Chelsea spends, Manchester United spends.
Well, looking at Man U, do you think he's going to succeed in Man U? Looking at the current setup, we've got Alejandro Garnacho in the wings. I feel like Man U's style of play doesn't really suit him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yes, looking at it from that angle, Man U's play doesn't totally suit him because one, Man U've got a whole lot of midfielders and they tend to go from the middle. You know, it's just a few times.
Rather than the wings.
And then if you look at it throughout this season, even the FA Cup finals, all of the attacks came from the middle. And then, you know, when they saw Kobe Manu running from the flank, that is when they now, played the flank as well. But when Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford, when Ronaldo was still there, they played mostly from the wing because of his firepower and then his ability to run with the ball and create plays. Driving Rashford, when Rashford was still Rashford, they do play from the wing. So, but now, if they are looking to revive that, and with the way Ademola Lookman plays, he's going to fit in. That's if they try to go back to their old style of play, which is coming from the wings. But if that should happen now, it's going to be a lot of pressure on Ademola Lookman because the whole team now will be looking at it to deliver day in and day out. So that's another angle now where he might not fit in. But if we're talking about those that are willing to spend money, all of these guys are big spenders. I like that, big spenders. All of these guys are big spenders. They would definitely want to. They're seeing the quality. You know, it started off with 50.7 million, but automatically it has now gotten to 60 million euros. So these guys are willing to even extend and add up the money if they see that this guy can actually deliver. And Ademola Lookman can actually deliver because of his form recently. So let's just look and see where it pans out. But I feel Liverpool is the best place for him to be at. So that's just what that is. But with Liverpool now, I'm sure they are definitely going to do everything possible because Mo Salah might be leaving anytime soon. So I think he's going to fit in there. And then there's a role. Since Sane left, there has not been someone coming in from that right flank to really deliver the goals, make the job easy for Mo Salah and Roberto. So I think if Ademola Lookman gets into Liverpool, I think that aspect now is going to be, you know, a bit settled.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the President Federation Cup finals, and we know that Abia Warriors have already stormed Lagos and they are confident of victory. But the ambitious Abia Warriors became the first of the 4 finalists in the 2024 President Federation Cup finale to arrive in Lagos. And coach Bethel Oji does not doubt that his Umuahia Giants will come good on Saturday at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. A great player and former cup winner himself, Bethel Oji, will be banking on the precision of forwards Samson Obi and Sunday Megwo when Abia Warriors confronted the 2-time champions by the Lagos Waterfront on Saturday evening. Abia Warriors reached the final of the President Federation Cup 4 days after ensuring they will play in the Nigerian Premier Football League for the 12th straight season come next season. El Kanemi Gaffer also eyes the cup win as technical advisor Liu Zubeiru has credited hard work for his team's progress into the men's final of this year's President Federation's Cup and believes the same virtue will see the Maiduguri landlords pick up their 3rd Nigerian Cup title in Lagos on Saturday. Let's look at Abia Warriors and El Kanemi Warriors. For me, I'm solidly behind El Kanemi Warriors.
Same here because Borno State Maiduguri is home. It's home to me. So, like I mentioned earlier on this show, my first ever basketball match, Milo, was on that basketball court. Yeah. So, like the El Kanemi Warriors team, Borno State, it's home to me. So I'm solidly and strongly behind it. Even if I'm from Ebonyi State and I and Abia State, we have this synergy, brotherhood and all. Well, I'm strongly behind Ekelemi Warriors. They have won it 2 times, and they're looking to clinch it again for the 3rd time. So go Warrior, go Ekelemi Warriors, go Ekelemi Warriors.
Oh yeah, just for you to know that the Warriors, Ekelemi Warriors, were founded in the mid 1980s by the football passionate then military governor of Borno State, in Colonel Abdulmuminu Aminu, who would later serve as the chairman of the Nigerian Football Association between 1996 and 1999. Ekelemi Warriors won their first Nigerian Cup in 1991 when they defeated Kano Pillars 3-2 in the first ever All-Northern final at the National Stadium in Lagos. The following year, the Warriors successfully defended their title, edging stationary stores of Lagos 1-0 at the Akbar Aku Stadium in Makurdi. Their 3rd final in 2001, they lost 1-0 to Dolphins of Port Harcourt at the National Stadium, Lagos. So it just tells you from 1991 it's been successful. It was success in 1992, successful until they lost 1-0 to the Dolphins of Port Harcourt in 2001. So let's see what's going to happen this time around when they face Abia Warriors. Okay, let's move on to Euros 2024, where Georgia stunned their former champions Portugal 2-0 on Wednesday to reach the knockout stages at the Euro 2024. Their first ever major tournament. The match was settled by an early Kicha Karavashila's strike, and the Georgia's Mikhail Taude's penalty kick also. The win, a better against a largely second-string Portugal who had already made it into the next round, represented the greatest result for Georgia. This was since the country gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, talking about Russia. But there was nothing underserved about the way the Willy Sagnol, a former Bayern Munich and France defender, and his side claimed the 3rd place finish in the tournament Group F. Were you surprised with the results yesterday, Georgia beating Portugal, regardless of the fact that Portugal put in their second 11?
Well, I wasn't surprised. Ronaldo was in the game. A lot of the reason why Georgia won was because I think they played the second 11 and Georgia came out to play. They came out with like the firepower to score and then get to qualify because they were at the bottom with just 2 points. So they needed a win desperately
to qualify for the knockout stages.
So the coach now, the Portuguese coach now kind of did them a favor by putting the second 11, and then they were able to capitalize on the opportunities that they had, and then they scored. So that's what we got. But they had opportunities. Cristiano Ronaldo had like massive strikes, but the goalkeeper said never.
And he made lots of saves.
He makes a whole lot of saves, crucial saves, like dicey saves that not all goalkeepers could save, but he was able to do that yesterday. So I feel they deserve it. They worked hard for it because I watched the game. I saw how much work that they put in. So I think they deserve it. And at some point, it was just looking to see if Portugal just relaxed because they know no matter the outcome,
they had qualified.
They had qualified, and then they are number 1 on the table with 6 points and I think some goal difference.
But was there some form of shocker too that Portugal could lose, even if it was their second 11? Does that not make them vulnerable as we head to last 16? So what it means if 1, 2, 3 players in the first 11 gets injured, Portugal can be beaten.
Yes, it's actually a problem because I'm very surprised that they got beaten like 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
2-0
and it wasn't like it was a fluke.
It wasn't even a fluke. It was they were all good goals. The other one was like penalty even. So the second goal was a penalty. So I think it's going to be a problem because now we've been saying most of these big teams. Just look at what Austria did to the Netherlands. So everybody should watch out for this next round because if Portugal should play like this, the way they did, or just have 1 or 2 of their main first 11 guys not playing, and then the second 11 can't perform, that means there's something people say, you can't go further with your back. So they can't go further in the competition. They'll just be on the next line. The same thing goes for England. If they don't get to put their house in order, now Phil Foden has left the camp because of he knows the kind of family emergency that he has. So all of these things boils down to, what's next now? What next for Gareth Southgate? Who is going to replace Phil Foden? But let's just watch and see what happens.
All right, let's tell you, since he doesn't want to tell you why Phil Foden went home, let's tell you that Phil Foden has left the England squad at the Euros to fly home due to the pressing family matter. The FA have confirmed that the Manchester City star has started all 3 England games at the tournament in Germany so far, and his absence is expected to be temporary. It is not yet known specifically why Foden has left Gareth Southgate's group, but his absence could throw into doubt his involvement in their last 16 clash on Sunday. Back in April, Foden and his girlfriend Rebecca Cook revealed they are expecting their 3rd child together, and Cook was not in attendance to watch the 0-0 draw against Slovenia on Tuesday night in Cologne. Foden, who is 23, and his childhood sweetheart, 22, celebrated the exciting news with a lavish baby shower and shared pictures of the party online. They share a son, Rooney, 5 years old, and a daughter, True, who recently turned 1. And most likely, it's been said that the wife is pregnant, and so probably that's one of the reasons he went home. But let's look at Foden. 23, he's already married, has two kids already, and he's expecting the 3rd. Would you say he's a smarter guy than Mason Greenwood? Because both of them were first caught bringing girls into the camp in England, and both of them were punished, but Greenwood didn't get it right, and Greenwood is not getting it right now, and we've got Foden.
Yeah, well, for Foden right now, I think he's just doing what he needs to do, because he made the right move. He made the right move when they got caught. He just, went ahead and then tied the knots. For Greenwood now, he's actually beginning to take the right step, with the same girl. And I feel it's good for him. It's good news for him to be doing that. And for Phil Foden now, welcoming the 3rd child in, it's good. I'm so happy for him, and if that's the main reason why he has gone, that's just awesome. He needs to go be with his family and take care of household. So it's good. It's good. It's a manly thing. It's a manly thing to do. So for Phil Foden now, it's very, very good. And then we just pray and then grant the family, the wife basically, swift delivery. If
why are you stuttering? Because you're
no marriage
by Foden. And he's married with 3 kids.
Okay, it's actually, like they would always say, all figures are not equal. Well, it's good to actually get married early, but for me, I'm still in the market. So for Foden now, it's just amazing that he's actually doing this. He started it off early, just like our parents did. So it's a good thing that he's getting married, and he's married, and then he has kids. So it's good for all of that. So I'm just happy, super good, and super happy for him. He's even a very good striker. He doesn't just score goals on the field of play. He also scores off the field of play. So like they would say, men are working and God is also working. So if your Foden is working, and God is also working in his life.
All right, we hope Odi Samuel will take a page, like you usually say, a page from Phil Foden's book and do the needful. All right, but do you think that's why Phil Foden has been technically distracted in the team? We've not seen the very best of Phil Foden. Do you think probably when he gets back from home, he might just be at his best?
Maybe, but I don't think that's the main reason why he has not been performing super good, because he has not been playing in his natural position, and I feel that contributed to the reason why he has been performing. For the past 3 games, he has not been. Southgate just keeps changing his formations, and then changing positions that is just new to him. Though he tries once in a while to make good runs, make good passes and all, but he's kind of not has been at his best since the Euro started.
All right, let's give you some more big stories. Congratulations to Phil Foden in advance, and like we say, Odi's going to take a page from Phil Foden. All right, let's move on and tell you that Jude Bellingham's frustration boiled over during England's insipid a stalemate against Slovenia, with the midfielder unleashing an expletive laden tirade towards his teammate. Footage showed by and shared by ITV on X showed the Real Madrid star losing his rage and lip-reading expert Jeremy Freeman has deciphered at least in part what he shouted. There are two verbal barrages from the 20-year-old towards the end of the first half, and Freeman believes he says, "Hey," genuinely puts in the F word pass, and then follows it up with "it's a bit late to control." F pass, that's another word there. The incident happened towards the end of the first half following a corner, and it is unclear if Bellingham's rant was directed towards anyone specifically or was a general moan. It appeared to be in the wake of the corner following a hurricane shot from range when Bellingham was in the box. It's unclear whether his anger was targeted at the striker or Kieran Trippier for his delivery from the set piece. Bellingham's eyes are not fixed on one target for the duration of his rant, and he threw his arms outwards before turning around to face Slovenian goal again. All right, from it is obvious he was angry with Kevin Trippier and also Harry Kane.
Yeah, he has been the only one like carrying the whole team, and then the passes from Slovenia's game were just so poor, very late and indecisive. So if a player is making a run, most of the times England squad that we know, they just send you the ball and then go catch up with it, beat the defender, get the ball, and then maybe score or create an assist for your teammate. But we didn't see any of that. We didn't see any of that, even when he made good runs and was behind the defender. That means not being offside, by pace, running ahead. No passes came through for a full 90 minutes. There was no attempt on goal by Jude Bellingham. So him ranting and going off on everybody on the team is actually maybe a motivation for them to do better for the round of 16.
All right, let's hope they'll do better. Let's give you quick stories there before we call it a wrap on today's edition. Let's tell you that Chelsea have made an inquiry for Newcastle striker Alexander Isak. Maysport understands that conversations have taken place between the clubs and the Blues and have indicated a want to sign the Sweden international. They know that any deal will take a club record fee beyond the £115 million they paid for Moses Caicedo. Isak scored 25 goals last season and is one of the hottest properties in Europe. His market value is at least double the £63 million Newcastle paid for Real Sociedad in the summer of 2022. In his 2 seasons in St. James's Park, Isak has netted 35 goals, and while his first campaign was hit by injury, he's established himself as one of the most feared strikers in the Premier League last term. Eddie Howe wants to keep his stars such as Isak and Bruno Gomes, but the club have previously admitted on the record that every player has their price in a world of profit and sustainability rules. While there has been talk of Isak agreeing a new contract at Newcastle, we understand nothing has yet been signed. All right, let's move on to the next story before we get him to talk about it. Hungary star Barnabas Varga, who was taken to hospital after he suffered a sickening head injury during his side's Euro 2024 match against Scotland on Sunday, has been discharged from hospital. The worrying incident occurred in the second half of the match, with Hungary star being knocked immediately unconscious after clashing with Scotland goalkeeper Angus Gunn as both players challenged for the long free kick. Varga, 29, was left prone on the pitch with his desperate teammates frantically summoning medical professionals to the field. And just to call it a wrap on the news beat, let's tell you that England fans will once again be subjected to the booze restrictions, including low-strength beer, when they return for their last 16 match earlier this month. When the Three Lions opened their Euro campaign against Serbia, supporters could only buy 2.8% pints in the stadium, with the match deemed high risk. And despite the praise for England's following and their behavior throughout the tournament, Most male sport and science authorities in the German city have made a controversial decision before even knowing whom Gareth Southgate's side would play. Earlier today, UEFA said there would be no repeat of the measures which triggered criticism and which was widely thought to have caused more issues than they solved. Let's first of all let's look at the other story as regards
Isca.
Yeah.
Looking at Isca now, I don't think Isca can fit in well. Well, he's a great striker, but do I think he's going to fit in well with Chelsea? No, I don't think so, because Isca is this kind of striker that plays more like Haaland, and you need a very, very good midfielder to just, send you the ball, and then not just sending you the ball, putting the ball directly on your head or putting it on your feet, and then you just tap it in, just like the way the brother does for Haaland. I think Chelsea don't have that right now. Chelsea don't have that kind of midfielder that would be giving him all those long balls. So, and I don't see him as a player who would want to fight and struggle and get the ball from defenders. So Chelsea needs someone like that is really strong. Yes, is he strong? Is he tall? Yes, he's got the size and the body, but I don't think he's going to fit in well because of the way Chelsea plays. Chelsea just sends the ball and then you just go battle with it. But him is this type of striker that wants the ball to get to him, and then he'll just, do the finishing, and just tap it in or just not the ball inside the net. So that's one. But there are other strikers that Chelsea can actually look out for. Victor Osimhen is there, who is very strong and can battle any defense line to get the ball and score. So that's someone they need to also pay very close attention to. So that's just what it is for those two to play.
Let's look at the Hungarian player finally discharged from hospital. That should be good news for Hungary team and for world football.
Yeah, that's very good news. At least despite everything, broken face and all, he's been discharged after a few days. So he's just thankful that they were swift with response, and the NFF should take a page off this book and try to help out whenever stuff like this happen. So we are still
for the IBF title fight. Looking at both of these fighters, Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, where do you think that bout is going to go?
I think it's going to end out at the scorecard, maybe split decision, because these two guys are big. They're both big, both strong, and both London fighters, and I know it's going to be.
But in terms of experience, and don't you think Anthony Joshua still has some bit of inches above him, looks a little bit bigger than him, and would beat him like a boy?
I don't think he would beat Daniel as a boy, but talking about experience and big stages, Anthony Joshua has been there. He knows how to win in situations like that. He knows the trick of boxing. He knows the game is just hit and not be hit. So I think he understands all of those, and with his new coaching crew, I think he's on the winning ways, but it's really going to be, I feel it's going to be a close one. That is if Anthony Joshua doesn't knock him out in the first 4 rounds, then he's going to go to the judges' scorecard.
All right, for me, I believe that Anthony Joshua would beat him black, blue, and any other color in between. That's just me being Nigerian there. All right, that's where we're going to be calling the wrap, and not to forget that we're still hoping that the President's Belt will be up for grabs in September. So we look forward to that very exciting boxing tourney that will be coming up with Marvin Hagler's grandson, James Hagler Jr., in the mix to fight Adebayo, and also having that Nigerian Oshoba will be taking the might of the Malawian Flame in the person of Sim Waka. A very, very titanic battle for those two women is going to be the President's belt that is coming up for grabs, hopefully somewhere in September in the FCT. We'll be keeping our fingers crossed and be counting down to the President's belt that will be coming for boxing fans across Africa and Nigeria specifically. We'll be letting the cat out of the bag gradually. That's how we call it a wrap on today's edition of the program Talk Sports. My name is Anthony Momodu, and my usual, he said he doesn't want to be called suspect. My usual wing partner.
Wingman. Yeah, it's just always amazing talking sport with you, King of Sport, Anthony Momodu. Don Antonio says Mazino. So, yeah, it's a great day, and you all have an amazing and a sportful day.
Good morning.